Welcome to the Awakening Hour, where we journey together to reconnect with our true spiritual essence and break free from the chains of Euro-Christian ideology. Each morning at 9 a.m. join me, Junns the NBIC, as we explore ancient wisdom-forgotten truths and the power within us to redefine our spiritual path.
Well, all right. What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that, another installment, episode number 3 of the Awakening Hour, tapping into our spirituality. Yeah. And today, man, we're gonna have a good one. Definitely got to give my shout outs to you guys for everything that you guys have done, even on the feedback. You know, posting your growth. You know what I'm saying? My apologies for coming on late. Got home real late last night. Literally operating on 3 hours of sleep. Definitely caught on. I said, nah, I got to do this for the people. You know what I'm saying? Staying consistent, being a man of my word, understanding what's going on. You know, we as beautiful skinned people, we on a journey, we on a mission. That mission is to release ourselves from these spiritual prisons, this imprisonment that's going on within our everyday lives, but also just trying to find our clear identification on who we are, not off the assumptions and the insertions and the beliefs. No, we can't live off that anymore. You know, everything that excuse me, everything that we do, it has to stand on facts. You know, facts is what it is. And I can't say truth because there's no truth on this earth. Everything that has been told, everything that has been given unto us has been lies, right? So the only thing that we could stand on at this current moment is the facts. So here on this platform, on these broadcasts, whether it's in the AM or the PM, hold on, let this. The only thing that we're gonna stand on is the facts. So, you know, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for supporting. I ask you guys to continue sharing it. You know, YouTube is shadow banning. You know, a lot of Euro Christians that was a part of the awakening are now in a state of hesitancy because we are separating ourselves from these Euro Christian ideologies. Okay, because that is the demise of the black man's integrity. That's the demise of the black man community. That is the demise for the black man's mentality. Okay, is the Euro Christian ideology. So we stepping away from that. You know what I'm saying? Um, we're gonna have a phenomenal one as always. I put together a quick presentation, and this presentation, as you guys can see on the screen, is called the Church Fathers. Yeah, the Church Fathers and their roles in the structure of what you guys call the New Testament. I was going to give you the in depth understanding of the writers of the New Testament to show you that people like Mark didn't write it. People like Luke. Luke is considered a Gentile, okay? He was a servant to Paul. A lot of you guys didn't know that. But my job is to provide you with the information to proclaim your identification. You heard? So the church fathers is something we definitely gonna tap into. But before we do that, you know we gotta do the breathing. It's not gonna be too long. You know, yesterday was 12. We're gonna up it up to 14. We're gonna just do 2 breathings. It's good for the mind and it's good for the lungs. Okay, so I don't want to have no brain fogs while I'm giving you guys this presentation. So we're gonna do. Matter of fact, we just keep it at 12 because 12 was a good one. I liked it 12. It was simple. It wasn't hard, and you know what I'm saying. It was able to, even a caveman or old lady could do it. You know what I'm saying. So without further ado, let's do the breathing. We're gonna breathe in. We're gonna breathe out. We're gonna breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Breathe out and let that, if you guys want to continue doing it while I do this this live / presentation, it is all fine with me. You know what I'm saying? This is the beneficial, this is the benefits for you. I'm teaching you guys this so you guys can, have clarity, gain back your mental control. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely got to talk about facing the trauma. I'm starting to see that a lot of our people are trying to put past historical, ancestral events on the back burner, and it's to the point where we're giving ourselves up freely now to the enemy. And because we're not expounding on or always setting a reminder for such trauma, individuals tend to, you know, forget and indulge themselves with those that put them in these circumstances. You understand? Hold on. It's crazy in the hood. I know. And for myself, being a liberator, a freedom fighter, a father, a son, a comrade, just being a colored person, it's my job to remind people. And also when I see it, it's a reminder for myself that there's a machine that's literally attacking the minds of our people. And one of those things, one of those tactics that's being used is the lack of conversation of what took place, or not even allowing people to express or fix such trauma, right? We trying to suppress it. You can't suppress it. You're not gonna suppress it by being in a relationship. You're not gonna suppress it by getting their job. You're not gonna suppress it by going on vacation. These things will not suppress it. The pain and the reality will remain. The ideologies and how they see you will remain. That will never change. So with that being said, our job is to always reflect and facing our traumas, realizing these are the things that's going on, realizing that these are the stuff that's hurting us, right? And who's doing the hurting and why is this hurting being done? Okay? The story that we was told into the reasons why we are in these circumstances is not true. Okay? They created that narrative to justify why they did what they did to you. And instead of taking accountability for their actions, they're saying that this is God's doing. That is a lie. That is not true. So it seems like God's doing was only done to the blacks and what, the Native Americans. Why wasn't it done to the Chinese? Why wasn't it done to the Japanese? Why was it? And I'm talking about those that's not of black. Why wasn't it done in the Middle East? Why wasn't the Persians or the Arabs in servitude? Why was, you get what I'm saying? It's like they created these things. All Abrahamic religions created this story to justify their hands in your misery. Okay? I want you guys to understand that. And I'm saying these things because it's time for us to face the trauma. We all suffer from PTSS or PTSD, post traumatic slave disorder or post traumatic slave syndrome. We suffer from it and we must remember that. Okay? The only cure for that, to be honest, I don't even think there's a cure. I think we're so damaged, I don't even think it's a cure. I think the only way to even I can't even say that. I really can't say that. I really can't say that. This because that trauma, you know, can never heal what our ancestors went to. You know what I'm saying? What they went through, no matter whether it's reparations, whether it's having an opportunity to rebuild the nation, the trauma will still remain. You know what I'm saying? Like this joint is eternal. You feel me? And we as black people gotta always remember that. So, I had to make sure that I put it on here so you guys can always get a reminder, like, damn, he right. You know what I'm saying? These people did such and such. That doesn't make sense. Why is it only us? When you read the story, I used to read it. And even one of the prophets said, "Are we born? Are we literally born to be slaves? Like you got to question that." And then it's like, wait, hold on. So this must be a story to justify the enslavement of a particular group of people, because this doesn't sit well or go hand in hand with everybody else's history. You feel me? So these things you gotta question it, and you gotta understand that not only does the book promotes enslavement of black people, it also promotes genocide amongst black people. You know what I'm saying? Murdering of innocent children of black people. You feel me? And there's no God of ours, of the creators, whether you call them whatever name you want to call them, whether you want to say Sunini Nanini, or whether you want to say Modimo, whether you want to say Ulamari, you know what I'm saying? Whatever name you want to call, our creators are not putting something together to justify the murder and the killing of our people, and then using the other nations to do so. If we're going according to the Biblos, it just don't add up, right? So remember that this story that's being told to us, just like we broke up and found out that the Ham story was fake, and then we was like, nah, we ain't Ham, it's the same thing. Some of you guys, it may recollect 10, 15 years from today. I don't know. But my job is to tell you the truth. And through these breathing exercises, through through the examination of inner self, taking care of self, and having a clear thought, removing the Euro-Christian ideologies, removing yourself from religions, removing yourself from teachings and doctrines and philosophies and beliefs. When you remove all of these things from your area, you're going to see clearly now, I promise you. When you remove yourself, when you say, nope, I'm not doing that religion. Nope, I'm not believing that. Nope, I don't do the belief. Nope, we want the facts. There's just too much information in this world now to still operate in a space of belief. Too much. It's just too much. You understand? This is why I had to put the presentation together and give you guys the story of the founding fathers, the church fathers, excuse me, so you guys can have an understanding on who's structuring your biblos, and why is it being structured? Why is it being the number one printed book? And why is it being given unto everybody in the world? Mainly black people. Why? You have to ask yourself these questions. Why is this the book given unto me? But I can't even get a book on my identity. I'm not even given a book on African spirituality, African culture, African nothing. You got to literally go out your way and find these things. You got to speak to the people. Shout out to platforms like TikTok. Shout out to platforms like WhatsApp. Shout out to all these things that's literally being created, that's granting us access to the other side of the world, where we can really see things with our own two eyes. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it, right? So, with that being said, we can't no longer operate off beliefs, people. You feel me? But you have to face the trauma. You have to face it. You have to come into the reality that there's no friends for the black man. And it because we're following these Euro-Christian ideologies, we are turning on each other. The Bible did tell you it was going to do that. It did. It said, I'm going to turn friends, fathers against sons, mothers against daughters, mothers-in-laws. It said these things was going to happen, and it's happening. You guys are not taking it for the in-depth meaning behind that. You really thinking that it's talking about relatives that, your wife and no, it goes deeper than that. Remember, we was all placed together. We don't know who's doing. You don't know what is going on. You might be in a full-fledged relationship with your long-lost cousin. You might be in a relationship with your second, third sister. Nobody knows. See, this is the problem when we are divided. When you don't have an identity, you don't know. You feel me? But that is being done and it's happening right now in front of us. So we have to face the trauma. We have to realize what's going on. You have to realize that there's a machine, a system that's put into place that's literally designed to destroy us and is destroying us. When I say destroying us, I'm not just saying physically destroy. Yes, we are here. Yes, we are functioning. Yes, we're going to work. But the mentality is not the mentality of an African being. Okay? The mentality is of a European. It's not of African. It's not of African origin. And I get it. When you are a child, when you are the El Cabulan kidnapped, I like that. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. And speaking of shirts, man, get you guys one of these things right here, man. Get your spiritually vaccinated shirts, man. You know what I'm saying? The link is in the bio, man. But when you are a child of the El Cabulan kidnap, remember that you was kidnapped. Remember that your identity was removed from you. Your name was changed. Your direction was diverted. Your viewpoint was made different. You have to remember these things. You have to know these things. You have to know these things. You cannot allow a book to minimize what was done to you and put the blame on a God that you have no understanding of. You can't have an understanding of God when the precepts that you're regurgitating is a belief. It doesn't stand on facts. Can't find a location. There's no archaeological. There's no bodies. There's nothing. It's literally just a belief. So if you see that these things are just a belief, you can't just stand on that. Now, granted, if the religion is changing brothers and sisters from being wicked people to being loving, caring men, I'm gonna always stand by that. But that's still, somebody's getting milk from the womb, from the nipple, from the titty. Pardon my language, right? You're still being breastfed. When you get past that phase, like, all right, this is the foundation. I gotta love. I gotta unify. I gotta see my brothers and sisters as one. I can't operate like they the enemy. I can't do these things. I really gotta stay focused. I really gotta stay humble. I really gotta stay on point. I really gotta keep this fire going. I really gotta represent my ancestors. I really gotta represent my mother, my father. I gotta represent myself and represent myself in a righteous manner. That I'm totally for. But after that, it comes a growth. That growth is when you're gonna reach where we at, where I'm at. Where it's like, all right, cool. Now I know how I must operate in this universe. That's cool. Thank you, religion. I appreciate that. That was wonderful. But now it's time to take my focus and take my talents down to South Beach. I need to become the king of this world. And the only way you're going to be the king is to know where you come from. And the only way to stand on that path of kingdomship, on that road to righteousness, you must always remember what was done to you. And that means facing your trauma. Okay? So I'm going to always bring this up every broadcast. moving forward, because I see a lot of our people giving up. And when I say giving up, they're waving the white flag. They're submitting themselves unto the enemy. They're literally giving themselves up. Like, take me, impregnate me, marry me, love me. I love you. I wanna put my seed in you. We're doing this, forgetting what was done to you by the opposite. And this is not being hatred. This is not being mean. This is just being facts. This is just restoring the order. Okay? Remember this quote that I'm about to say then so we can proceed to the next. Remember this quote. If you take ink and you put it into water, you can no longer write with that pen, and you can no longer drink that water. But if you keep putting ink, eventually that pen is going to be able to write again. Just like if you keep putting water, eventually you'll be able to drink again. But when you put them together, that creation is a contaminated situation. It's a contamination. And it can be very, very deadly if consumed without guidance. If consumed without guidance, it can be very, very deadly. Okay? So without further ado, we're facing the trauma. We're gonna go into the church fathers. So let's get ready, okay? The church fathers unveil. My apologies. I put the wrong thumbnail, but I decided to leave it. Why not keep it raw and direct? You know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn. This is how we operate. But the church fathers, who wrote the New Testament? Okay? Cool. So today's scripture: to understand your destination, you must first recognize your origin. If you lack a solid foundation, you are likely to be swayed by anything. I want you guys to always remember that. Okay? The purpose of what I'm doing, the purpose of the things that I'm saying is to put you in a proper state, in a proper path, a path that you are supposed to be in since birth. Okay? So you must understand your destination. You must know where you're supposed to go. Okay? Don't allow individuals, outside entities to guide your path, because their guidance to you is never beneficial for you. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Okay? Has nothing to do with me going after certain individuals. I can care less. You know, a lot of you guys is too emotional. You can't be emotional in this warfare. This is about warriors and warriors. If you are a warrior, I stand with you. I support you. I don't have to believe what you believe in order for me, or for me to be a part of you and for you to be a part of me. Okay? If you are about the liberation of a people, okay, gaining back what was taken, I'm all for it. Just keep your so-called beliefs on your end. Do not try to indoctrinate me and those that surround me, because the warriors, the real ones, the ones that we're not trying to hear that no more. Like I said, we want the facts and not the beliefs. Okay? So I want to give you a quick story of the three men that spoke to Buddha. Okay? The story of the three men asking Buddha if there is a God is a well-known parable that reflects the Buddha's approach to spiritual questions. Here's a brief summary. Three men came to Buddha with the same question: is there a God? Each man represented a different viewpoint or need for an answer. The first man asks, does God exist? The Buddha remained silent. The second man asks, does God not exist? Again, Buddha is silent. The third man noticed Buddha in silence and asks, why don't you answer our questions? The Buddha then explains that whether God exists or doesn't exist is irrelevant to the path of enlightenment. he emphasized that the real focus should be on how people live their lives and the suffering they face, rather than on the metaphysical speculations. The Buddha's silence represents his teachings that such questions distracted from the core of spiritual practice, which is about understanding suffering and how to overcome it. In essence, the story illustrates that seeking truth through direct experience and mindfulness is more important than philosophical debates on the nature of God. Okay? What the reason why I put this, because you're gonna have those that's gonna say, Jules is the Buddha now. No, definitely not. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Definitely not that. But what I want you guys to understand is that, remember, this is just a summary, but in depth, what this is saying is people is gonna believe what they're going to believe. And whatever they believe, sometimes they want outside resources to justify what they believe, right? So an atheist is gonna look for another person to justify and tell them that God doesn't exist. Somebody that's in religion is going to look for somebody to justify that their God exists. This is how you gain followers and supporters, because you're justifying what they grew up on. Whether it's facts or beliefs, people is gonna stand on what they stand on. You understand? But what he's trying to say is being silent and not answering the question is more important, because me telling you or me feeding your ego is not gonna fix the circumstances that you're dealing with in your everyday life, right? It's not gonna take you out of the slavery. It's not gonna take you away from the imprisonment. It's not gonna take you away. It's not gonna heal your trauma. So that's why I wanted to put that up there. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a very unique story. I said, you know what? Let me share this with the people. You feel me? So just think about that and understand where we going with this. All right? Cool. Okay. Who are the church fathers? The church fathers, okay? The term church fathers describes the prominent theologians and leaders of early Christians whose teachings, writings, and guidance play a critical role in shaping the beliefs and practice of the Christian church. Now, Christian church is not the Christian church per se. It's the Christian ideology altogether. Whether you are a New Testament believer, Old Testament, all of it together, right? Like the book says, I come in the volume of the book, right? So all of it together, these are the individuals that structured such beliefs, okay? Their impact was particularly notable between the first and 8th century, and they are typically categorized in various groups, such as the Apostolic Fathers, Ante-Nicene Fathers, and Post-Nicene Fathers. Below is a list of some of the key church fathers and their contribution to Christian or biblical history. Okay? Cool. I'm gonna have to move this. Hold on. These were, excuse me, the apostolic fathers. These were early Christian writers believed to have had direct contact with the apostles or their close disciples. They play a critical role in passing on the teachings of the apostles and bridging the gap between them and later generations. This is the people, okay, that put together or or the navigators, all right, the authorities over the New Testament. Now, like I said, I was gonna go deep and give you the Mark and who wrote Mark, and you know what I'm saying. The person that wrote Mark, his name is John Mark. You can look this up, okay? I was gonna do that, but I said, you know what? Stuff like that, I'm gonna save it for December conversation. You understand? And I really wanted to do this because I had been showing you guys a lot of videos in December conversation, and I haven't been I haven't had the opportunity to give you this nice, beautiful salmon, sauteed salmon. Yeah. Okay. Now, the Clement of Rome. This is C35, C99. As the fourth pope, Clement is believed to have written the first Clement a a letter to the Corinthians. Hey, you see this? A letter to the Corinthians, emphasizing unity and order within the church. His works is one of the earliest non-canonical Christian texts. Okay, Ignatius of Antioch. Okay, Ignatius wrote a series of letters while on his way to be murdered in Rome. His letters focus on the importance of unity under the bishops, under the Eucrats as the flesh of Christ. Okay, this is the Polycap of Cimmerian, the disciple of the Apostle John. Okay, the Polycarp was a early Christian martyr and wrote a letter to the Philippians that proved insight in the early Christian ethics and beliefs. Again, these are the people that was writing that was navigating and constructing this so-called Biblos, this New Testament. Why? You guys should know this already. You guys should know this, but these are the people. I'm gonna give you my rundown after it's said and done. Let us continue. This is the anti-Nicene fathers. It says, these were Christian writers who lived before the first Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. They are noted for defending Christianity against heresy persecution while helping to clarify doctrines like the Trinity. Okay? Before uh, 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 the story of the Trinity, I believe is not even. I believe it's in one apostle. I'm not too sure. Bantu Princess, if you get a chance, find that for me, and you could put it in the chat. Okay, it says Justin Martyrs, a philosopher turned Christian apologist. Justin's writings, such as his first apology and dialogue with the trio led the foundation from Christian philosophy and the defense of the faith against paganism. So this is where the writings of going against paganism, he was one of those that didn't agree with it, even though that they practice it. See, they don't believe that December 25th is pagan. They believe stuff like, um, Halloween is pagan. What was the other? There was another. Yeah. My apologies. As you guys can see, look, this is not me doing this. Let me show my face. This is not me doing this. Like I told you guys before, when you really like me and you really out here bringing forth the facts, stuff like this happens. I'm sorry. This is, this is not my doing. Like I said, I just got kicked off the broadcast. I just got kicked off my Rumble, my BitChute, just instantly just deactivated. Okay? I'm surprised. I'm surprised that my YouTube is still running. But I'm just telling you guys that this is not me doing this. This is what they do. Okay? When I tell you that the shadow bans is real, that the silence is real, that the oh man, this joint really got me upset. But it's early in the AM. I'm not gonna let it, I'm not gonna let it hinder what I'm doing. We're gonna continue. For those that catches this, I'm just saying my apologies in advance, man. So let us continue. Let me go back to where I left off at. Um Again, I gotta take this off because I can't see. the Oranius, the Oranius of Lyons. He was instrumental in combating the Gnostic heresy with his works against heresies, where he laid out the orthodox understanding of creation, salvation, and the nature of Christ. Okay? You understand? The story that you guys are being told It's not what you think it is. And like I said, I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna give my input after. Now, this is the Tertullian, known as the father, listen carefully, known as the father of Latin Christianity. The Tertullian wrote extensively in Latin, introducing key theological terms like the Trinity, his Trinity, the Trinitarius. His works defend Christianity from Roman critiques and address heresies like modalism. Okay? Okay? Like I said, I dive in. I will dive in more after, because you know a lot of you guys say that I be losing my mind. Okay, this is the Nicaea and the post-Nicaea fathers. The church fathers contribute significantly during and after the first council of Nicaea, helping define the Nicene Creed and further developing doctrines of the Trinity and the Christology. Okay, the the Antius of Alexandria, one of the most important defenders of the Nicaea Creeds, the Antinosians fought against Arianism, heresies that denied the full divinity of Christ. His works on the incarnation remains a cornerstone in Christian theology. So you see those that's standing on the Trinity and the reincarnation and all that comes from this man. Okay. Uh, 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 let us continue. Basil the Great, a key figure in a monotheistic monostatisticum and the development of Christian literature. Basil contributes also includes the defending doctrine of the Trinity against the heretical views. Okay, now this is not monotheism. This is the mindset of approaching Christianity in a monk's perspective. This is where you get the what's this man's name? Abba Garrison, the Garrison, if I'm saying it right. But basically, he's the man that wrote the Ethiopian Bible, the one that you guys are considering black. He was a Byzantine king. I did the whole breakdown. You guys can look into the December conversations, look into the playlist, and you guys will see that he was the one that wrote the Ethiopian Bible that black people are claiming to be the images is black, the Black Madonna. All of this was planned and put together, well orchestrated, people. I hate to be the one to burst your bubble. When I was doing that research and I was looking into it, that's when I realized, yo, some of these people is really playing us. When I was doing the research and looking the um into the letters of Leopold, Cecil Rose, and the Willie Lynch, reading these people's writings, certain things I didn't put on the internet. I held on to it and just reading it and trying to understand their mindset made me realize, oh, okay, yeah, all right, gotcha. And from that moment on, I never held what they present when it comes to the justification or the demonization of black culture. I never held anything that I've seen to high regards. I don't know how black people are holding philosophies given unto you by Europeans, disrespecting your culture, and we holding it to high regards. So when I hear things like voodoo is bad, that's what I made that. Who told you voodoo was bad? Who's telling you this? Where is the sources? You cannot tell me your source is from Europeans or Negroes who has been Europeanized into the Euro-Christian ideology. Have anybody spoken to actual voodoo people in general? See, I have. Not only have I had, but I also have family members that can justify. I could call my mother right now, and my mother as the most holiest as holy. She come from the Catholic Church, thought she was a Hebrew, all of that. Okay, my mom's is of that essence, and she'll tell you no. So you telling me that my grandmother was evil? The most respected woman in my mother's neighborhood. Everybody went to her, whether it was for food, advice, guidance, wisdom. Everybody went to my grandmother. So you telling me she's evil? You know how many people she healed? Like how Jesus healed? So you telling me that's evil? No, that's you believing that's evil because you already have a belief. You have been Europeanized. You have been colonized, you know? You have been colonized, right? Especially Asian people don't live their life in a state of being colonized. This is why they do what they do to the Haitian people in Haiti now, because we refuse to submit ourselves to such enemies. And when we did that, we are in these circumstances now. But anyway, let us continue. My apologies, man. Um, where was I? Oh, Gregory. The Gregory of the Nazarenes. Known for his theological perception, Gregory writes on the Trinity were instrumental in shaping the Orthodox Christian understanding of the relationship between the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is a philosophy that was put together by them. Okay? There is no story of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. These people, when they was conquering the lands, they went into Egypt, they got information, they seen the stories, they had Egyptian interpreters, they seen the story, they said, nah, we need that. And they seen the power structure that Egypt had, the civilization control that they had, the introduction of monotheism, right, with Ra being the ultimate supreme God. They seen that and they said, nah, we need that for ourselves. So this is where they came up with the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. This is where they get the New Testament from. The New Testament goes hand in hand with the what you call the Book of the Dead. And I have the books. One of these, like I said, summer conversation will soon go back to the regular programming where I will be displaying these books for you guys, where you guys can see it, get key chapters, and then eventually you guys make the purchase of the books and you read it yourself. Because if you leave it to these people that's coming on these internets, they're gonna try to keep you into the biblos, and the biblos is filled with lies, filled. And something that's filled with lies cannot be the navigation of my life. I'm sorry. Filled with lies, filled with genocide, and filled with enslavement and putting the blame on me and not holding, there's no justice that was done for those that did it. There's no historical event. There's no meteor. There's no nothing for those that did this. I mean, they don't live long, but there's nothing that was done for the atrocities that they did to us. Okay? And that's another reason why I stepped away. Okay? Now this is John Chrysostom, known for his eloquent preaching, earning his name the Golden Mouth. John Holmes and writings on Christian ethics and pastoral care greatly influenced Eastern Christianity. So this is the man that teaches you how to be that subtle, calm, hit the key points. When you watch how certain people talk when the cameras is off, it's a totally different person. You're like, wait, hold on. Oh, you like me when the camera is off, but when the camera is on, it's a certain type of delivery. Our people is programmed to be in that phase. Like when it's like a hypnosis. When they hear it, it's like, oh, did you hear that? Oh, see me, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna keep it raw. How you see me on the live is how you're gonna see me in person. Ain't nothing. It's gonna be nothing changed. You might see me more subtle, more calm, But my demeanor, my delivery is gonna remain the same because this is me. I'm giving you me. I'm not giving you a false image. Okay? I'm not giving you the false image to idolize. This is why you guys is idolizing these individuals. You idolize individuals when you gotta go seeking, where you could hold on, let me, let me, let me reach out. That's idolizing, bro. Warriors don't idolize. Kings don't idolize other kings. We may, oh, you do that? That's a good idea. Let me see what that is about. But to be there, no, don't idolize me. I just deliver the message and you take the message and you do your own homework. That's the purpose, to do your own homework. We are on the path to righteousness. Okay? Pure righteousness, redemption, redeemed, nothing in between. All right? Let us continue. We already know the Augustine of Hippo. I don't know if you guys know this. It said perhaps the most influential of the church fathers. Augustine works such as the Confession and the City of God have have had a lasting impact on both theologically and Western philosophy. His thoughts on the original sin, grace, and predestination are key aspects of Christian doctrine. This is the man that gave you the kingdom, the sin. This is the man. This is the man. You got, maybe I need to do an in-depth breakdown on the Council of Nicaea. Maybe I need to do so. If you think that I should do so, please put it in the chat. It said, why these church fathers, right? The church fathers play a vital role in shaping Christian theologically. The liturgy, or the ecclesiastical structure, they help clarify key doctrines like the nature of Christ, the Trinity, the relationships between grace and free will. Additionally, they defend Christianity against various heresies and external criticism, making their writings the foundational for both the early church and the later Christian thoughts. Their influence is not just limited to theological writings, but extends to the ethical teaching, pastoral care, and Christian mysticism. Many of their ideas continue to resonate in modern Christian discussions on faith and practices. Understanding their contribution helps shed light on how Christianity developed from its early roots to the established traditions that many follow today. Okay? Many follow today. Okay? You understand what you're following, right? You understand what's going on. Like I tell you before, you're not going to find any so-called Abram, Jacob, Levi, Isaac. You're never going to hear the term or the mention of father not one time. But in the New Testament, you hear that numerous of times. Because you guys don't understand that the New Testament was written to not glorify the Father himself according to the Biblos, but it was to glorify the Pope and those that held high positions. Remember, these were individuals who wanted to control the people. These was individuals who was revered as gods. They revered themselves as gods. You was peasants to them. You was Gentiles to them. You was Goyim to them. You didn't have children. You have kids. Your kids was sacrificed unto them if need be, whether it was sexually, whether it was physically, whether it was mentally, but damn sure always spiritually. Okay? This teachings, this doctrine was never given unto black Bantu Al-Kabulan kidnapped people. It was never given unto you peacefully. It was given unto you by force. Now you can say whatever you want. You can say, look at the locations. These was all inserted. This was inserted by the Jesuit order. It's not prophecy, it's propaganda, which leads to this P2 Lodge. Some of you guys don't know about it. This P2 Lodge. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me pull this up for you so you guys can see this P2 Lodge. Because a lot of you guys don't understand what's going on. But I'm gonna show you. Let me show you. Let me share my screen. Oh, I gotta remove this. Hold on, guys. All right. I want you guys. I want you guys to understand this. And Bantu Princess, thank you for loving the culture. Definitely, I'm definitely trying to learn more. They got something going on in Florida in November. I might take a trip out there. I might. I'm not too sure. With all the chaos going on, I'm thinking about it. But the P2 Lodge, a secret society, were outlawed in Italy, an Italian society, in 1981. This is in 1981. So prior to that, these people, remember, everything, the entire infrastructure of humanity is under the guidelines and the foundation of the Romans. Remember, all roads lead back to Rome is of the Romans. The Romans run it all. Even here in America, you got the councils, the senates, that foundation is Roman ideology, Euro-Christian ideology. Germans, same thing. Russians, same thing. Every nation follows. The United Nations, same thing. Okay? You guys don't know this. Religion, same thing. Okay? Think about this. Even religion. Who's the head man that sits? Is Jesus. Who's his senates? Right? Who's the senates? Who's his senates? The apostles, right? Right? Who's the governing forces? The police. These are the churches, the institutions. These are those. That's the missionaries, right? I was once hired doing this job. Okay, you don't know, right? They tell you when you call, you call. Many are called, few are chosen. I'm not chosen to do that work. I'm chosen to redeem. You feel me? Even when you read the book of Revelations, we're not even going to talk about the book of Revelations. The book of Revelations, listen, the book of Revelations was put back, taken out over a dozen times. Why? Because they said it didn't fit their narrative. Now that they got the world the way that they need it, they man, give them the New Testament. Give them the book of Revelations. Give them something to look forward to. Remember, this is the man, I forgot his name, but I just showed you one of the fathers, the church fathers, where he emphasized the story of a kingdom coming on the earth. The kingdom is here. The 144,000 is already here. These are the ones that been sitting on these are the ones that's sitting on these world seats. These UN tables, the senates, This kingdom of Jesus is here. Thinking I'm lying, go on any street corner. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You will find a church, you will find an image of Jesus, you will find the Biblos, and you will hear the same story. No matter where you go, you have to wake up. Oh, something is coming. They're coming. That is coming. Everybody's coming. Nobody's coming. The Haitians showed you that nobody's coming. The power is within you, it's within us. The unity, this is why they put so much emphasis on dividing us. It's the unity that they're afraid of. It's the connection to your African spiritual roots they are afraid of. As long as you calling on Jesus, as long as you put in Miss Cindy and Sunini Nanini, you putting it with the story that they gave you can be on it all day, all night. All day, all night. The minute you start exposing it or you start questioning their positions, you get turned off. You get turned off the live like I did. You get kicked off the live like I was. The minute. See, this is the difference between facts over beliefs. See, as long as you support the beliefs, you can put your little twist to it. You can put your little input into it. You can put your little, but as long as you're standing on this foundation, we will support you all day, all night. And if you do speak against the establishment, make sure you give it subtle. Don't give it raw and direct, because if you give it raw and direct, we will reject. Remember, this is their platform. They determine where this story goes. And our people, like I said, when you had the mouth of John, the golden mouth, when people talk like that, hallelujah, give praise. When you sound like that, it's a hypnosis. You instantly, oh, yeah, I felt that. I know. Listen, I was like that too. It's okay. It's okay. But eventually that feeling is going to lead to questionings. And when the questions don't get answered and the beliefs are displayed, things that you thought as facts come to the conclusion that it's just a belief or an insertion, you have to say to yourself, well, do I stay here and continue the kumbaya, or do I move and seek and get ready for the ultimate judgment? Because that wrath of this world is coming. These people listen, you don't see the Purge movies, you don't see the migrants coming in, you don't see the food industry, the seedless foods is being produced, the appeals being put on your fruits and vegetables. It's about to be pure anarchy. And while all of this is going down, we're sitting here talking about Masindisi and Sunini's gonna come and he's gonna gather us and you believe, no, fam, we gonna have to gather each other. There's no boats you're gonna have access to. But next year, May 2025, if you don't have a real ID, you will not be able to even fly domestic. Are you guys not seeing what's going on? These people are taking complete control of everything because they're seeing brothers and sisters waking up. They seeing that, their religious powers are not having control on people no more. People are changing their lives. I support every single person that's changing their lives. Like I said earlier, if you take in what you're being told and it's directing you into a path of righteousness, you no longer want to sell drugs to your community. You no longer want to be a deadbeat. You no longer want to put your hands on women. You no longer want to do the wrong to people. When you are there, I'm totally supporting that. I don't care if you in Islam. I don't care if you in Christianity. I don't care if you in Buddha. I don't care if you in any of that. Hebrewism. I don't care if you into that. But after you get to that state, okay, it's time for you to get into the kitchen and start cooking your own food. And that's the problem with our people. Our people no longer want to cook their food. They want to continue being fed. and then say, I'm in this for the long haul. I stand on where I stand. Standing on doing what? Are you standing to protect and guide brothers and sisters? I don't want to say, I don't want to talk my sis business, but my sis was in a situation out in Florida. Two sisters of mine actually sending me videos like, "Oh, look, this is literally up the block from my house. We had no lights for 3 days, no power for 3 days. Where's the care package? How do we support them? How do we protect them? What's the conversation? These are the things that need to be had. No, we're not having this online. No, we're not having this over the air. But where's the conversation? Where's the meanings for that? Don't give me a story about somebody that's in a whole different region. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to hear what's right now. This is what's going on right now. This is the reality right now. If something happens to me, my lights go on, I do this, I can't walk, I can't talk. How are you gonna get in contact to make sure I'm good? If the grid goes down, how am I gonna get in contact with you? How? You understand what I'm saying? But the reason why we are in this mentality is of the church fathers and their introductions and their ideologies and these theories and philosophies. They're putting this, they're literally structuring your mind. And this is a problem, people. We can't allow this to be. I'm sorry. But if it's changing you to do good, then please do good. Get right. Seek righteousness. But then after you get to that phase, right? After you get to that phase, after you learn how to walk on your own, after you learn how to, hold the spatula, put on an apron, it's time for you to cook. It's time for you to cook. It's nothing wrong with questioning what you had your foundation on. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I knew this doctrine better than the average person. Some of these new Hebrew Israelites, they're just now coming to the scene and they're trying to school me, and I laugh. I find it hilarious. I said, but I play dumb because it's funny to me because it's the same tactics. They know how to deflect. They like to deflect a question with another question. They like to give broad statements. Like I asked the Hebrew the other day. I said, yo, bro, you always jumping down people's throat, but you reading something that you can't even have facts on the location or where's the body parts of these so-called characters that you are idolizing and following. Because yes, you are idolizing. If you don't see it and the person don't talk to you, you don't know nothing about this person, you are idolizing. You idolize Jesus, you idolize Messiah, you're idolizing everything. Facts. You idolizing Abram. You idolizing Jacob. You idolizing these people because you don't know them. You don't know them. You haven't seen them. There's no body parts. There's no nothing. The brother's gonna say, you think these people not gonna tell you the body parts? And just think about all the people, you know how many cities got dead bodies of people underneath. I say, yo, bro, what the heck does that have to do with the question I just asked you? You telling me that the dead bodies that's under the water is primary individuals that we are literally being told to mimic after? Make that make sense. But these are the broad statements that they use to deflect the questionings that's going to make them question the book that they're reading. See, nobody wants to question that. See, when I see that, I find it hilarious because for me, it just lets me know that these people are under a hypnosis called the Euro-Christian ideology. And you can't get me. You feel me? You can't get me. You can't get me. You can't have me fall subject to that. And you can say, and then when they see that they can't get you, they're gonna say, yo, man, my brother, you off, man. Yo, man, I'm gonna pray for you, my brother. I pray for you. I pray that you get out this world, man, because this world, man, this world gonna kill you, man. Judgment is around the corner, my brother. I seek that I pray that you find your salvation. I pray that you repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. This is what they tell you, the same script. I hope, I pray for you, my brother. You can't go back into this world, my man. But the religion that you are participating is of this world. This religion is taught all over this world. What the heck are you talking about? You sound dumb. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Listen to the creator say one time for the one time. Matter of fact, I got the creators and Mama Love. Listen to her.
Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
Okay? She said, are you dumb? You understand? You gotta question these things, people. But my bad, man. I'm a little agitated for the nonsense that these broadcast people done did, man. So my apologies. But the secret society were outlaws in Italian society in 1981 after the Freemason laws. The right wing P2 propaganda Dewey emerged on the surface of Italian media, reacting to the zenith of influence in Italy during the second half of the 20th century. Many observers saw it as an instrument for projecting American power into the turbulent policies of the Cold War Italy. P2 served a critical role as a liaison between the prominent societal groups, assisting in their attempts to control Italian society while at the same time benefiting from its ties to the most powerful Italians. Okay, I'm just gonna read these three paragraphs, and then you guys can read this on your own. As you can see, the website is the globalsecurity.org. You can read it for yourself. It says Freemasonry was not a paramilitary organization and pursued purely cultural, the humanitarian, and the philanthropic aims. The Freemasonry was outlawed in Italy when the Musilian is also the Orsinian people. Remember the Orsini? This is the family. These are the ones that's controlling the world. But you guys don't listen to me. And the fascists were in power. When the World War II came to a close, the American and British liberators supported the reestablishing of these organizations. During the 1960s, Italian Freemasons were divided into two main groups, the Grana Loghi and the Grana Oratini, both of which had established headquarters in Rome. Many of the lodges that exist in Italy are unregistered and therefore exist as illegal secret societies. Okay, I'm just gonna read this final chapter. You guys can look into it. The history of the P2 dates back to 1890. This is what they tell you, 1890, but it goes way further than that. These laws been there since slavery, before slavery. King James was a part of this. The black man, he was part of the Scottish Rite. So how does a black man get part of a Scottish Rite? All white people. And for those that say the Scottish people was black first, please miss me with the nonsense. King James is black, cool. Show me a picture of his mother and his father. They should be black too. Exactly. Miss me with that. Thank you. Let's continue. It says, during its early existence, however, it ran into some difficulties when its Grand Master was implicated in the scandal of the Banicia Romania. The Banicia Romania was relived first through the government interposition and the considerationist of the Banicia Nazanini. Let me make sure I say this word right. Hold on, people.
Nazionale.
Nazionale. Then by laws and the royal decree of the obligation of the redeeming its notes. This relief was the cause of it being able to violate the law anew more freely and more recklessly until it reduced itself to a disastrous condition after the failure of the Banicia Romania in 1893 with the revelations of its very grave. Let me say this word too. Hold on. The irregularities.
Irregularities.
Bitter discussions arose as to the relations with the government. Okay, you guys can read this. You guys can read this. Basically, what this is about, this is literally showing you the propagandas. These are the ones that's structuring what you see going on in this world. Everything. Everything is being structured by these people. You thinking that this is biblical prophecy. It is not. There's no such thing as prophecy. Everything is propaganda. Anything, listen, if the Biblos was as prophetic that it says that it is, then why isn't the conversation of AI technology within the book? Why is it the redemption of the freedom fighters in the book? It should be, because that's a very historical event upon our people. Why isn't the kings like Mansa Musa is in the book? Because this story is not about you. The story is not about you. It was handed to you, given unto you to control you. And they, time, here and there, they're going to drop a little things, a little events where you guys going to say, this is biblical. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Hate to be the one to burst your bubblies, but I'm here to tell you the truth. That is all. Okay? And to conclude it all, people, it is time for us to remove ourselves from the Euro-Christian ideology. It is time. It's cool for the newly awoken. Gain some knowledge. Read. If you got to read the Biblos to gain some knowledge, so you can separate yourself from the evil that was installed into you by these same people, then use it. But then when you reach to that point of you're able to walk on your own now, meaning when you go outside into the streets, you're not enticed by women. When you stand with your homies, if you don't want to, you're not enticed to smoke a blunt or drink alcohol or want to be able, want to have conversations about killing people. I'm about to spin the block, or having conversations of your man cheating on his wife, knowing that you know his wife. When you're able to have that control, that self-control, that's when you're ready to take hold and walk that journey on redeeming your people. Because here on the ROD, we waiting for you guys. We waiting. We waiting. We not waiting. We not accepting we not accepting no Euro Christians. Please stay where you at. Stay with the camps. Stay with the teachers. Stay over there. When you ready to, all right, bro, we gotta take it over. What we doing? How we doing this? How we moving? How we gonna internalize this? How we'll have that conversation. But until then, stay over there. Gain your knowledge, gain your wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It's necessary. You need it. I needed it. I got it. And I was able to debunk. And now I'm able to be like a butterfly and fly away. Like Lenny Kravitz said, I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, I'm there. I'm flying. You're Brooklyn. You're Bantu. You're El Cabulin. You're we going home. You're African empowerment. You're warriors. You heard? Sister warriors. You heard? We not kings and queens yet. Don't give me no royal conversation. Don't tell me what up, king. I ain't no king yet. To be a king, you gotta rule something. What we ruling? My house? My beliefs? Nah. Warrior, you fighting? You working out? You taking care of yourself? You breathing right? You eating right? You loving right? You moving right? You war ready? You a warrior? I'm your fellow comrade. And we end this until we can't be in it no more. You heard? So with that being said, people, I like everything. I want to apologize first for what happened. if it skips and it pauses for a minute, I had to restart my modem, and again, my apologies. For those that's been supporting, I appreciate all the support. Bantu, you know, it's nothing but love. See, me and Bantu, man, you know what I'm saying? I met her online, man. She just been riding with me. We speak off air, pause. You feel me? And we gonna build. You know what I'm saying? This listen, man. She when she hear my voice, she knows it's the same energy. It ain't nothing changed. It's the same thing. You feel me? I'm not giving you this subtle, the voice of John. John the golden mouth. You're not getting ah man. But yeah, tap in. Um, you know, this is episode number 3. I don't know what I got in store for you tomorrow. I just let the creators let it be. I just let them guide me. I definitely want to play a video for you guys, but you know, I'm gonna save that for December conversation. Um, continue supporting, like, comment, share. Please join the membership. I will be doing another live right after this. This is only for the members. The members. Only for the members. And in this one, I'm gonna elaborate more on self-care and facing the trauma. Because I realized, like I told you guys yesterday, what I saw yesterday, I was so disgusted. I had to call my whiz because I needed somebody to talk to because it's just overwhelming. So this is for the righteous. This is for the members. Excuse me. Sign up, join the membership. It's not gonna cost you nothing. If you want personal consulting and help in anything that you are dealing with, please. A matter of fact, moving forward, I'm gonna leave the barcode so you can scan it, so you can fill out the application. Please reach out to me. That we can have. You get four. Excuse me. You get 4 constellations. It's $25 a session. Okay, you get 4 sessions, $25 a session. The sessions can go as long as you need it. Could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't matter to me because my goal is to help my people by any means necessary. Okay, 4 sessions, $25 a pop. Okay, and through that, you get enough information to get right. You feel me? But oh, excuse me, something was on my mind. But JPL at Life Coach on the Go LLC.com. That's the email. If you want, you can go on Life Coach on the Go LLC.com and you can scroll down, fill out the application. Through the application, I will reach back to you. You let me know what you're dealing with. You let me know what you need done, what you need help with. And we together will come together and fix this problem. You know what I'm saying? My job is to make sure that my people are free from all this this ideology and foolishness. Okay? So with that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe, continue supporting, continue tuning in. I'm gonna log off. I'm gonna come right back for my members, and yeah, we gonna have a good one. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. If it's your first time, I hope it's not your last time. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we gotta stay on that grind because it is about that time. Time for y'all to go get yours because I am out to get mine. And if I said this once, I'm going to say it again. I am him, Junns the NBIC, aka Mr. Keep My Foot on all religions' necks. That include Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hebrewism, Hinduism, and any other isms that's keeping us in spiritual prison. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Listen to the Creator say it one time for the one time. Listen to Mama Love say it one time for the one time.
Are you dumb?
And I'ma holler at y'all.